America's home for positive business talk.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. This is America's home for positive business talk. Angel Tussey, Derek Kramer here, hanging out with you, helping you get your business right.
We are helping you get your business right, but sometimes it goes wrong.
What?
Right? Sometimes we have a little setback, like it doesn't exactly go the way we were hoping to, and in fact, it goes wrong.
What happens when you experience a setback, it goes wrong moment?
I just have to pour myself a little drink and cry. Cry, right? Okay, all right. Maybe that's not the most effective, way with dealing with a setback. But we all know, right? We don't usually handle it well.
We take it personally. It
is so personal, and it's always way bigger than it really is as far as how the emotion of it, how we let it, we don't want to get on the phone. We're not making more phone calls. We're kind of sulking in our staff meetings. We don't want to be productive at all. And even if that's for just a little while or the rest of the day or the rest of the week, it can totally kill the momentum going in your business.
Well, Thomas K, because I can't pronounce his name, wrote an article on counterintuitive ways to deal with setbacks and or rejection. And rejection is, most setbacks have some form or element of rejection along with them. I'm going to go to your competitor. I'm going to stop using your service. I'm not going to accept your bid. Whatever the case may be, it's some form of rejection. His first step is this. Number one, respect the rejector. That's I know it's a tough one, but think it through. If the person, the committee, the organization you're trying to convince is worth having as a customer or something to, along those lines, shouldn't they be worth listening to when they reject you?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Of course. We usually have a relationship. There's something established. And so, when they give us bad news or, they decide to go another direction, whatever it is, you're right. We should recognize that there is still a value in this person.
Still value. They just are going in a different direction.
We don't have to kick them to the curb. We don't have to shout insults at them. We don't have to blackball them from ever doing business with them again. And so I think this is a very adulting way, a very mature way of handling it, because I think so often we just want to throw insults at them, right? And cut the cord, and I'm never going to do business with you again.
Yeah, this is all going to be a lesson in adulting. The whole thing, folks. Listen, behind every setback and or rejection, there's some truth.
Yes, right? Something we communicated, something that we set up, something that, there is truth in it most of the time.
Nobody wants to hear that their business and or thought process, their idea, their systems, their demeanor, their
baby is ugly.
Their baby is ugly. Nobody wants to hear that, but sometimes it is. And so take a look at it, step back from where you are, try to distance yourself from the emotion of it all and say, where can I find the truth in this?
Right.
Because your search for the truth will help guide your next go round.
Hopefully we'll learn from it and improve our systems. Maybe there is a flaw in what we're offering, what we're doing, how we're doing it, or how our product is packaged, delivered, or whatever, right? There's probably something. If we can pull ourselves out of the personal attack that we're feeling and say, okay, actually, how do we do this better next time so this doesn't happen again? Again, we're being a little mature about things.
Remember this: no rejection is the end of the road. Whether you got to know the difference between a detour that can sometimes be caused by other people, right, or a complete change of direction, which is your choice alone.
Right. If it's not fine, it's not the end.
It's not the end.
Because in the end, everything will be fine.
Right.
So it isn't. I mean, look back at anything that you've had to kind of switch course a little bit and make some adjustments and some tweaks to.
This is a great one for me here today. Had a plan, working the plan, doing all the things that I wanted to do in the plan, and then had a course redirect by somebody other than myself, but it affected my plan, right? Mm-hmm. It's not the end of the day. It's simply a delay.
Right? It is. And, again, like you said, this is kind of adulting, kind of breathing. But, what we want to do is bury ourselves in a tub of ice cream and Netflix binge, because it is the end. It's the end of our productivity, at least for this day. And so remember that this too shall pass, that we're going to get through this. We're going to find a way out of this. We're going to find a better way to serve and to be, and whatever that is, it's going to be okay. What you've got to do is get yourself out of that space, because we're all going to end up feeling rejected or having a setback and having a challenge. We can't eliminate that, but what we can control is how quickly we bounce back from that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. And so their final tip in this piece is ask yourself if what you were rejected from was what you really wanted. Maybe you didn't really want it. Like like, for example, recently, I knew a guy who they changed a meeting, that he was involved in.
Right.
And he was so mad that they changed the meeting that that was part of their regular schedule.
Yeah.
But then digging deeper into it, it's like, it wasn't a good time for me. I never got anything out of it. It wasn't the right fit, like all this stuff. But yet the initial thought is,
you changed my meeting.
You changed it.
I really wanted that meeting.
But turns out it was often a great opportunity to realize that what you're chasing, what you're holding onto is not what you really need anyways.
How many times does that happen? I mean, we jump track so many times in the course of a day, and then you multiply that by the 5 days of a work week. And how many times do you really, maybe that's why you were being rejected in the first place. Somebody's leaving because you jumped track and your vision was no longer what you needed. It was only what you wanted, or maybe vice versa. And you're off course.
I read a book not too long ago by Dr. Henry Cloud called Necessary Endings.
Yeah.
And so often we hold on to things even when we're done with it. But just because we're afraid to step out, we don't know what it's going to look like. We don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. So we hold on to stuff far longer than we should. And even then we know that we want.
Right.
And so what kind of energy do we bring to that table? And, we just don't tend to let things end well. And so sometimes somebody else has to end it for you because you didn't do it yourself.
The music's going to end this segment, but don't go anywhere, folks. More Experience Pros radio show right after the top of the hour news. Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer thanking you for tuning in.
The Experience Pros.